many teachers, so I'll try to do my best behaviour. I'm a young lad who was expelled at school at the age of 6, so I've calmed down a little bit since then. But I'm probably in the right union in the RMT, because we are the naughty boys and girls of the trade union movement. We're that because we will not stand by and let the conditions that our foremothers and forefathers have fought for decades slip away. We have fought for those conditions. It annoys me sometimes when other workers say you are greedy. Yes, some of our members are on 70,000, 80,000, 100,000 pounds. They're skilled workers, and I stand by that. Why is it? By the way, the majority of our members are on between about 25 and 34,000. They're not all engineers. They're not all train drivers. We represent cleaners, security guards, the people who sell tea and refreshments on the trains, all of those. I've got to leave in about an hour's time. I'm trying to save a bus driver's job in London. That's the day-to-day work of being a trade union rep. And I had the honour of being on the executive of the RMT, and we closed London down on a number of occasions. Whenever we closed London down, it always was said we were costing £55 million a day, our 10,000 members. So that shows how much our members are worth and how much wealth our members create. As Paul said, all of the wealth is created by workers in society, and that is robbed off of us. By the way, there are some people who have had a 9.4% increase in their income over the last year. It's the 177 billionaires in the United Kingdom. Their wealth now stands at 653 billion. Now, to be quite honest, even if you tax that money by 90%, that would give a tidy sum of finding the money that we all need to increase the wages. None of us are being greedy. We are just asking, actually we're just asking to stand still, just to compensate what we have lost. We should be aiming for far more. And really, the question is that all of the workers that kept us running through the pandemic are now being vilified. I mean, we're used to being vilified in the RMT. It doesn't bother us if people don't like us. But we find that workers normally do like us and take a lead from our action. And I think it's a question now of looking at what sort of society we need and how society is organised, because even with the RMT, I think it's about the 20th day of strike action today. The government have stood firm, the same with the post office workers. It was leaked in a government report that they have spent more money on taking us on than it would have cost in settling with the deal. So when we're accused of having a political strike, well, we plead guilty. But it's a political strike instigated by the government and the privatised companies who want to claw back and put even more wealth. Basically, it's Robin Hood in reverse. They're taking the money out of working men and women's pockets and putting it into the rich. One of these billionaires is the Sunak family as well, our Prime Minister, who lectures us about how to tighten our belt. I think, didn't he give advice, or one of his cohorts gave advice on how a nurse could budget and eat properly on a lot less money than they get? Well, let them lead by example. We'll take their wealth off them. It's a decent income of £40,000 a year and a two-bedroom council house. That's probably even more generous than they are to us. Let's see how they would live on that. It's not politics of envy. It's a politics of how we as workers can organise society, how the wealth in society can be used for the benefit of all. A clause, as well as being an industrial union, our union was formed as having a political outlook. In our constitution, we have got a clause saying we are for a socialistic change from capitalism to a socialist society. And that has stayed in our constitution, and that is at the forefront of every demand we make. We're for ending privatisation in health, in teaching, on the railways, everywhere it is. This is a profit-making mechanism. it should be taken back into public ownership. And we have a programme as well. Why is it that the oil companies, the food companies, when you go to Sainsbury's and Tesco's, and I know it's price, I'm not very good at noticing prices, and my daughter always tells me, but I do notice prices have gone up considerably. But companies such as Tesco's and Sainsbury's are making huge profits. The oil companies are making profits. The pharmaceutical companies are making profits. If they were taken out of private ownership and owned for the benefit of all of the people, then these costs would come down. So it'd be increasing the social wages, not just your wages that have been cut by 10 or 15% in the last 5 or 10 years. It's the social wage that exists. We have a country where workers, I think it's the 7th biggest economy now. It's on a par now with India and France, but we'll argue about it. It's a massive economy. But we have workers going to food kitchens. We have people sleeping out on the streets in the one of the richest cities in the world, London, and other cities as well. I notice it in Guildford. We need to end this nightmare. It should be ended. And I think the start today of 500,000 workers taking action, that needs to be built on. And we need to go for a general strike on March the 15th. Bring all of the workers out. Stop this country. And it's a question of getting rid of this vile and corrupt government and demanding better for all of our members and all working class people in